Hi guys, so for today's video I thought it'd be a really good idea to make a video on like makeup for beginners, I guess. I remember when I started doing makeup, like I searched this a lot, and really none of the videos I found at the time were helpful for me. I'm sure there's newer videos that people have posted that are actually really helpful, but I didn't really know the difference between like foundation and like powdered foundation and like concealer and all of that stuff. I wanted to do makeup, but I didn't know the difference between it all. I'm gonna kind of like explain the steps to it, you know? And I'm also not saying that there's like a right or wrong way of doing makeup, because I hate when people like make do's and don'ts of makeup, because makeup is like an art. When people say that there's like do's and don'ts of makeup, I just hate when I see those types of videos, because there's really not do's and don'ts. Everyone does whatever works for them, and there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. I'm just making this video to kind of like explain what all the products are for people who don't really know what makeup is, an idea of like how to do it. I don't know if that really makes sense. I think I'm just gonna like hop into the video and explain it because I'm really bad at explaining with my words. So before you apply any makeup whatsoever, you want to use a moisturizer, and it just moisturizes your face and makes it moisturized and whatever. I know a lot of people don't use moisturizer, so you don't have to. A lot of people don't use any of the things I'm mentioning it. So like I said, you don't have, there's not step how to do it, but I would recommend using a moisturizer before. I use the Clean and Clear dual action moisturizer. When I'm about to do my makeup, I'll wash my face and I'll use this. Along with this, I would recommend using an eye cream before you apply any makeup, because I never used to use eye cream, and then when I started using it, I noticed that it was a lot easier to cover my dark circles, and I use the e.l.f. illuminating eye cream. I use these two before I do anything with my makeup, and I just think that, oh my god, my my moisturizer expired a few months ago. Yikes. But like I was saying, I think moisturizer is something that you should do. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just what I think. I'm gonna go in order, by the way. I'm going in order from the first step to the last. If you don't know how to do makeup and you want to start, I would recommend starting with moisturizer. The next step I would do before doing any makeup is putting on a primer. Kind of like when you paint walls in a house, you have to put a primer before you actually paint. It's actually a lot of things that you use a primer before you actually do it. It kind of just like, it's like a barrier that you put in between your skin and your makeup, so the makeup doesn't really like destroy your face. So I use the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and this is I've been using this primer for like years now. If you watch any of my old videos, I'm probably using this primer. I love it so much. Just use any primer. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you have something, you know, to like put in between your face and your makeup. Because whenever I put just foundation without using moisturizer or primer, I just feel really like cakey, if that makes sense. So I feel like when I use moisturizer and primer, it kind of like blends well. If that makes any sense. You know, it's good to have that little barrier. And again, you don't have to do it. Some people don't, and it's fine. It's just really a matter of preference, really. After you have your primer and you have your moisturizer, then that's when I go in with foundation. Some people like liquid foundation and some people like powder foundation. Some people just choose one or the other. I know there's some powder foundations that you can buy that you can use just as foundation and you won't need liquid. I think for me personally, I like using liquid foundation, and I use the EX1 Invisawear liquid foundation. They don't sell it in the US, so I have to order it online. This is like my favorite foundation ever. I think I'm gonna make a separate video just on this foundation, just to talk about why I love it so much. After your primer, you put your liquid foundation on. Some people like to use beauty blenders, and some people like to use brushes. I use a beauty blender to blend it all in through my face, because I just feel like it gives it more of a, you know, like airbrush natural look. Why is my dog barking? Can you hear that? It's a matter of preference, like I said. So I'll use beauty blender and I'll use foundation, liquid foundation. After that, I go in with concealer, which is like under your eyes, bridge of your nose, wherever you really want to brighten your face. and I use these two. Some people just use one, some people use a couple, some people don't even use concealer at all. I like to use concealer because I have bad dark circles under my eyes, and if I don't use concealer, I'll have like this gray, like ashy, like undertone under my eyes, and it looks really bad if I don't use concealer. But I use these two, and this is when powder comes into play. I use, of course, powder to set my foundation and my concealer. I just feel like once you put like liquid foundation on, you need something to set it, so I'll set it with powder. And this is like where it gets kind of tricky, I guess, because some people don't like to use powder and some people like to use powder and not liquid foundation, and it's just like some people like to do different things, and then like when you watch videos on YouTube you'll get really confused because you don't know if you need to use powder or not. When I was little and I was trying to get into makeup and I saw all these videos and everyone did something different, and really confused me because I didn't know how to do makeup. So if you really don't know like the basics of it, it can get really confusing. But you have your foundation, your concealer, and that's all like liquid. So to set that liquid in so it doesn't move around your face, you set it with powder. I use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and this is in just the color transparent. It's a translucent powder. It's not really like a coverage powder. You can get coverage powders if you want like double coverage like on top of your foundation. I feel like I don't really need that much coverage, so I just have a translucent powder just to set it. And then this is where like contouring comes into play, and blush and highlighter and whatnot. So to contour, you can also use like a cream contour to contour when you're doing your foundation. But me personally, I don't like doing that. I just like using only powder to contour. I don't contour with cream and powder. Just like some people only use powdered foundation and not liquid. It's like me, but with contouring my face. I use the NYX bronze, whatever, in Sunny, I think. Is it in Sunny? Yeah, in Sunny, like this, to contour my face. And that just goes right on your little cheekbone. And some people don't like contouring at all. That's fine. It's just a matter of preference. On top of your contour goes your blush. So that's where your blush would go, right like here, top of your contour. I remember when I first started doing makeup, I had no idea like where to apply blush and how much to apply it, because it was hard. You know, everyone knows you put blush on your cheeks, right? But you don't know if you're putting too much or whatever. So it was really hard to kind of work with blush, but after a while you learn to like work with it. And I'm a blush junkie. I love blush so much. If I could pick any makeup product to have for the rest of my life besides mascara and eyeliner, it would be blush. You know how people use the saying there's no such thing as too much highlighter? That saying is me with blush. Like there's no such thing as too much blush. I use way too much blush, more than I should, but I just love it. Practice makes perfect, you know. The more you do your makeup, the better at it you'll get. So, you know, at the beginning it might not be the best. So what goes on top of your blush is highlighter. There's cream highlighters and there is powder highlighters. I personally like powder highlighters, but this one right here is a cream highlighter. Basically highlighters go like, it would go like on your nose, on your cupid's bow, it would go like right here. I think I'm wearing highlighter, but you can't really see. It goes like, and then of course you just do your makeup, your eye makeup, eyeliner, and mascara. But that's basically like the basics of makeup. This is kind of like a video that I was looking for when I started makeup. So I'm hoping to help people that were like me when I was younger, trying to find makeup basics and stuff. Like I said before, there's no rules to makeup. Like there's no certain way you do it. Like you don't have to do it the way I explained, but I feel like that's the easiest way to explain like the basics of makeup and like how it works, if that makes any sense at all. You don't have to do anything I said, you don't have to do it like how I said, but that's just how I feel would be the easiest way to explain what makeup is. Like if I were to try to explain this video to like my boyfriend and like explain to him how to do makeup, I feel like this is the easiest way to explain to somebody how to do makeup, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna list all of the products that I mentioned in this video down below, just if anybody's curious. I hope that somebody found this video helpful in some kind of way, because makeup is something that's kind of tricky and you need to like get the hang of it first. I'm like so glad I'm a girl, because just makeup is something that is like so fun. I'm talking too much, but I hope somebody found this video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. All of my social media will be listed down below if you guys want to check that out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.